Welcome to the Ugly Nerd spoiler-free review of Justice League.
Oh, great movie. Great movie. We loved it. Oh.
I'm Rowan. I give this movie an 8.
I am Ryan. I give this movie a massive score of 9.5.
And I'm Dagan, and it's a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
What were the high points, fellas? Okay, my high points were the ensemble cast, all worked really well together. Down point, Steppenwolf as a villain, not a huge fan. The movie was solid. I can't find many flaws in it. There was a few CGI points which kind of left... Yeah, a couple. Not a huge amount. Overall, it was great. Story was a little choppy, but was to be expected with 2 directors.
And a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, the movie was short.
The movie was short.
Yeah, 1 hour 50 minutes or something.
Yeah. We read that it was 2 hours 50, but...
Yeah,
So we went in with, expecting it to be really long, and it's like, oh,
when you
wrapped up sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah, when you look at it, and you look back at it, a lot happened in that hour and 50 minutes.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
That is my main point of giving it a 7 out of 10.
Because there was too much happening?
No, it's because it's too much happening, but it's needed. All of it is needed in order to tell a story, but they should have given themselves more time. They should have made it a 3-hour long movie, or even longer, in 3 hours 20, something like that, just so they can get all these characters on screen, get you involved with them, and then start telling the rest of the story.
But as Ryan was saying, what were you saying about how they hadn't established each of the characters?
Yeah. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had plenty of time to establish characters by having their own movies, whereas we haven't had the Cyborg movie and the Flash movie and the Aquaman movie yet. And so the little bit of Aquaman stuff that we do see, involving Atlantis, it didn't really give us enough detail.
Leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
If you're truly interested in the movie. And
if they had just given an extra 10 minutes on each character, I mean, yeah, sure, it would make the movie quite a bit longer, an hour longer, but...
Anyone who's going to see the movie is a fan of this movie already. No one's going to go see it, really. Not a huge amount of people that are fresh into comics. And
I disagree.
You say there's not a lot of them that are going to be avid comic
I'm
fans.
saying the majority of them will be, but there will be a lot of people that could be their first comic movie.
I just meant in comparison. There's going to be a lot of people that have watched all the other movies, and there's going to be...
You would imagine that if people went to see this, they probably would have seen Batman v Superman. Probably.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be anyone's first comic book movie.
I mean...
Shouldn't be.
Could be some
in this
kids.
day and age, there's so many comic book movies that...
Maybe a child's.
Yeah.
I suppose everyone's first comic is... every comic is someone's first comic.
Yeah.
I suppose. Ryan, did you want to explain your glowing 9 out of 10?
Oh, I loved everything in this movie. The actors,
Ray Fisher's Cyborg, Ezra Miller's Flash, Henry Cavill's Superman, Ben Affleck's Batman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, all wonderful.
Yep, and the characters, between, interactions with each other.
Yeah,
great.
Brilliant.
Nothing else. What made that movie a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, what dropped it from 10 to a 9.5 for you?
You wanted to give it a 10, I'm sure.
It wasn't perfect. I can't give it a 10 because it wasn't perfect, but from what I was seeing, I didn't want it to end. When it was approaching the end of the movie, I was like, no, go longer.
Do you think that's just because you really enjoy the universe and you really enjoy the characters more so than that it was just a fun movie? Because it was a fun movie. It was entertaining. Yeah. Very enjoyable. Well worth the money to go see.
As a fan, I'd want to give it 10. Yeah. Because I enjoyed every minute of it.
Every movie you want, as a fan, you definitely want to go in there wanting to be perfect. But
when you're being critical, realistically, that's why I gave it the 8.
Yeah.
I mean, I left there wanting more. I wasn't thinking, oh, this was bad.
As soon as we left our seats, you guys were thinking about the time, the wait to the next movie.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
for Aquaman, and you're both very disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait that long.
And Justice League Part 2, 2019, July or June. Oh no, it's so far away.
Recommend staying to the end. There is a post-credit scene.
Ooh,
If you're gonna watch a comic book movie, stay to the lights turn on.
I mean, as you said, this is probably somebody's first comic book movie, so...
Unlikely, but still possibility.
Yep.
Yeah. So definitely stay in. There is a nice little post-credit scene.
And I loved every second of it. I give the post-credit scene a 10.
The credit scene. Sorry. Yeah, I really enjoy that too. I was more happy that he was there for you more than I was out of my interest for the character. I was like, I literally looked over. I was like, Rowan's gonna love this.
One of my favorite characters from comics.
Yeah, he is pretty good. I've read.
Obviously, we're not going to tell you who it is.
I've read some of the issues of his comics. They're very interesting.
Either way, it was good setup for future movies.
Yeah.
And let's not go into any more detail on that.
Hopefully. My 7 out of 10. I give it that rating. It's just good in my opinion. It's not bad. It's not entirely average, but it is good. Purely, in my opinion, because of it's choppy at the beginning, jumping around through a lot of things. There's no real.
The choppiness
structure.
didn't really bother me though.
But you noticed it is.
Not really, because
you had to have noticed that it was a bit choppy, a bit not so much just choppy, but that it jumps from one thing.
But they had so many characters. How else do you go from? This is Wonder Woman. Oh, now we're going to a completely different place on Earth.
Yeah, and they sort of have to, of course, because we've already said that they don't have the lead up to this movie as the Marvel Cinematic Universe has. There is the problem with these movies is because they don't have the lead up, and that really takes away from the whole story and enjoying the movie is that. You're like, all right, well, who's Cyborg? If it's your first ever comic book movie, if this is what's going to get you into reading comics, you're sitting there like, who's Wonder Woman? Who's Cyborg? Who's Batman? Who's Aquaman? Who's the Flash?
Say that if somebody watched Avengers for the first time as their first comic book movie.
Yeah, you could say that because they don't have a point of reference, but those are there. They can go watch them now.
I see your point.
But you can't do that with the other characters other than Batman. And fucking,
although
you have so many Batmans to watch. You know, you have a few Supermans to watch. You don't really have any of the other characters that much, except for Wonder Woman's movie. If they had just given themselves some more time, I think if they had structured it a little bit better in terms of the rollout of the movies, it would have been easier. But just for this movie specifically, it did jump around a bit. I noticed it. It wasn't bad. It didn't take me out of the experience. Kind of like the CGI part, the two little tiny details of the CGI parts that took me out of it. But other than that, I enjoyed the movie. Like, I enjoy almost every movie I've ever gone to see. Like, it's fun. It's funny in parts. It's serious. Doesn't take itself too seriously.
But serious enough to have
a
gravity to it.
Yeah, like a depth and sort of like a different atmosphere than a Marvel movie. It's like I'll bring up that I went to see like Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is too funny that it becomes a negative, but everything else in the movie is great. I really like you guys said before. I really like how the characters interact with each other. They really do have like a chemistry there. They really play their roles well.
I think that was the best thing about the movie.
I think if you're a DC fan, you're gonna like this movie.
Oh yeah.
No matter what, you're obviously like hardcore fans. I don't think are gonna say that this movie doesn't do the Justice League justice. But it's definitely a good movie, and the CGI was great. The story was good. I thought it was actually pretty damn solid. Your villain he's a villain. You know,
Yeah.
there's
Nothing exceptional about the villain, though.
nothing
I
exceptional
do
about
have
him.
to agree with that.
No, I agree with you exactly as well. Nothing
It was an
exceptional about him.
average villain. It wasn't a bad
Yeah,
villain.
even
Yeah, a
even
running
his
a-mill
accent,
villain.
even his accent was kind of average. I'll be honest. But the you know, going at the fight scenes, you know, the battles were all really great. They're really well choreographed. They really felt tense as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
you felt that pressure on them to win. You know, whereas sort of in other movies you don't really feel that there's a pressure that they might lose. You know,
Yeah.
in this movie there really is. I think you actually start off from the get go.
Yeah,
thinking,
the stakes are quite high.
yeah, I think you really start off from the start of the movie thinking this might not work out. And if you've seen Batman v Superman, you definitely like
Maybe it won't.
bit of a yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't work out at all. So with all that, taking into all of that into consideration, 7.5, very solid 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, so you bumped it up from the 7.
Oh, I take that back. 7.5. I did not mean that. I don't do 0.5s.
No,
I
you...
think I just said that because everyone's been going on about 0.5 today.
But definitely
Name this episode.
would recommend go seeing this
Do
movie.
watch.
Yeah.
Definitely. If I said it in, if you enjoyed our spoiler-free review, please do go check out the full podcast. Spoiler alert.
After seeing
the movie, my point is forget everything that you've read and you've heard about the DC cinematic universe.
Apart from Wonder Woman, because that got great reviews.
That did get great reviews. I think that kind of threatened to not give it a good review. But just forget all the negativity about it. This movie is great. It's good. It's entertaining. It's fun. Just it really is.
It's a romp.
It really is worth the paltry amount of money it takes.
I
to
loved
see in
it,
the theater.
and I'm planning on seeing it again soon.
Yeah. I think a second viewing will make me
I definitely
appreciate it.
I definitely
more.
should in a professional interest watch it a second time, but I'll probably what I want to do is I
Wait until the
wanna watch,
Blu-ray release.
I want to watch Batman v Superman and then I want to watch this one straight after
Ah.
because
good idea.
I enjoyed Batman v Superman I think a lot more than I enjoyed this movie.
Really?
A lot more. Did
I-
you like the
well,
darker
I mean,
tones?
a lot
and
more
stuff?
could mean 8 out of 10. The Dark Knight. Sorry, what?
Why'd you say The Dark Knight?
Did you?
No.
You did.
No, I thought you said The Dark Knight.
No,
Nobody said anything.
Alright, sorry. I thought he said The Dark
I
Knight.
said, did you like the darker tones? So
Oh, okay. That's
maybe let's not include that. But
no. You can chop it. So is that?
Yeah, I
do
think-
like a mini outro here.
Yeah, well, that was our review. Again, 8,
Yeah.
9.5, and 7.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Thanks for listening.
Just go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. That's from 3 people.
Yeah.
guys, I think I gave the movie too high of a score.
Oh. What? Leave this in.
Yeah.
Chop this into the end. What is your
Now I'm just gonna be known as that guy who reviews things too highly.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
So you want to take it down to like what, an 8.5?
No, I'm fine.
No.
Maybe a 9.